Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Jordan Fisher.
I'm Timmons Hatman.
I'm Cypher PK, and this is the May Contain.
The May
Contain Action podcast.
Available on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, and more.
Welcome, everyone, to the May Contain Action podcast, where your two favorite people talk about content, pop culture, and gaming with their favorite people. Support for the May Contain Action podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. Again, precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. I am your host, Paul, a.k.a. ActionJaxon, host number one and the originator, really the brainchild behind the entire podcast. Overall, the brains of the entire operation, leader of the helm, captain of the ship. Host number two is future Hall of Famer and probably out-of-job MLB player, ActionTrevorMay, everybody.
Jesus.
Sorry, what? Is that too far? Is that...
We don't know yet.
Sorry.
Very, very likely, though.
Probably won't have a job.
You also called yourself a brainchild, so...
I called... Did I say
child,
I was
the
my
child
own
is the
brainchild?
idea, dude. The child is the idea, is the brainchild. You are the brain.
I think that I am also a brainchild of my father. So...
Okay, I guess technically you're right.
That's right.
Continue.
Dial it back. Thank you. And today we have a very special guest, one in a million talent, an FPS legend at literally any game he plays, even Tarkov, in which he just chooses to run labs the entire time, which is nauseating and very impressive at the same time. Philly's very own KingRichard is here, everybody.
Yay. Thank you.
Yay.
Richard's tired, man.
I'm tired, but it's good to be here. I'm
Are
always
you going
tired.
to bed right after the show? Thank you for doing it.
I would like to go to bed after the show, but I probably won't. I don't know. We'll see if I can fall asleep.
You're not going to go to bed? Why would you not go to bed?
Usually,
Why have you been up so long?
I have so much stuff to do. Like I stream, and then I have a family, I have a wife, I have 2 kids. So it's a lot going on. I have a puppy now as well. So
Add that in the mix.
I have to sacrifice something, and usually my sacrifice is my sleep. So
Dang, man. That's insane.
I bet you all of those people would rather you sacrifice sleep than
yeah,
Any one of them.
That's good.
yeah, pretty
That's
much.
true.
Exactly.
I feel like every time I see, whether it's like TwitchCon or, like Ninja's event or New York City, one of the first things you just say is like, bro, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I'm just tired. That's why I'm like, whenever I see you out, I'm like, oh, he rallied. All right. Okay.
Like even when I go to an event and like I'm in a hotel room and I don't have anything to do, I don't sleep. I don't know. I just can't sleep. I have a problem. I seen this one video on YouTube with I think it was 2 Chainz. And he was like testing out this sleep product, and I think I'm gonna try it. It's like a sleep mask. It's like $300, but hey, at this point,
mask.
Try anything.
Dang.
Like one of those things you put on like the crown of your head, like gives you the way. I don't know what this thing's called. It looks like a little futuristic little headset, and it puts the calming waves on your temples or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, it has like visual pulses and like it talks to you and stuff like that. So.
Freaking talks to you?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Sleep.
It's sold out right now. That's the only reason I don't have it. But that's like I'm looking forward to getting it because I need something to help.
I love
Holy
sleep,
crap, man.
I love maximizing sleep. I got one of those weighted blankets now, the big ones that goes the whole queen size bed.
Really?
Yeah, and then one of those like those air conditioned bed pads.
No freaking way.
I got that for my 30th birthday. That's a very 30-year-old man thing to get. But I got
definitely a dad gift right there.
Yeah. It's got little tanks of water that go through and keep it cool, and you can set it like 60 degrees, which it sounds really cold, but it's actually just perfect with the weighted blanket on you.
Yeah. Wait, so you have a weighted blanket, and then underneath you have a air-conditioned mattress pad.
Yes. Called chili pad.
So
it also goes up to 120, so you can warm it up in the winter.
What's the science behind a weighted blanket? Because I heard about it, but I never tried it.
It's like feels like being swaddled.
Okay.
That's literally what it is, I guess. But The thing with a weighted blanket is you don't realize about all that space in front of you if you're on your side or something in front of you and behind you that's like uncomfortable. And you're like, oh, this is normal. So I like put pillows in there before, and now my blanket just like hugs my body all the way down. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so comfortable. This is incredible. I actually bring one on the road to away hotels when we're playing away, a weighted blanket in a suitcase so that I can use it when I sleep.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get one of those.
Yeah,
that's bougie as hell.
That's a phenomenal. Your birthday or like Christmas or something coming up. Ask one of those. Like that's a perfect. People can. It's not crazy expensive, but it's like a cool gifts. Like everyone wants one. Like yeah, I would highly recommend it. You don't have to do like gravity blanket, like the big. I don't know, the Cadillac of whatever. There's tons of companies that do it now. But yeah, they're awesome. I double recommend.
Honestly, this chili pad is highly intriguing to me.
They are not cheap though.
That grand.
Yeah, they're not. No, I have the cooler, like the big one.
The King is $1,200. God damn.
Oh, the both sides one. Each side gets to set their own temperature. Oh, it's sick. It's definitely a 30-year-old, like 30. Hey, you're 30 now. Big milestone. Here's a air conditioned bed pad.
I take a lot of pride in my kitchen cutlery. That's how I know I'm old. A lot of pride.
Okay, you said a lot of things lately. Like you have a smoker now,
dude. I am my father. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you have a smoker. Yeah, you're definitely old.
Oh yeah, and I'm pumped about it. I've been smoking everything.
My dad. I noticed this the other day. My dad would say, we'd watch sports or we watch sports or anything of any old like Kobe Bryant's days or older like generation, and his pride in knowing all the names of like all the role players on their teams too. He like knows everyone knows Shaq and Kobe, but he knows like all the other players like Fisher and Robert Horry and all the other guys who were on those teams, and like so I was watching The Last Dance, and I knew all the players too because I watched it growing up. Like I knew, I know Kukoc and all, Steve Kerr. I know all those guys were on the team. And I just start yelling their names as they come on stream. And that my dad does that, and I was like, oh my God, my dad does that. Why do I do this? Steve Kerr, I'll be like, Steve Kerr, and then like Karl Malone came on. I was like, Karl the Mailman Malone. I just. And then my wife goes, the Mailman. I'm like, yeah, that was his nickname, Karl Malone. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, like your dad. I'm like, oh God. That's not normal. Normal people don't do that.
It's unavoidable. You get older, you act like your parents. It's exhausting.
Yeah. Sucks.
I'm like, it's exhausting, but I also kind of love it. It's very weird. Anyway, well, Richard, we want to get to know you. You being a father and Father's Day coming up very quickly. Richard, we want to know about your name. So you're KingRichard, obviously. KingRichard 15. Where did this name come from? How did it start? And was it your first? What was your first name, like your screen name online?
My first one, I don't know. I don't know my first one because I was playing like multiplayer games since Unreal on the Dreamcast. Yes.
Oh dang!
Yeah, so I don't even know what my name was back then. But
that's wild.
For a long time, like Halo days, I was Havoc.
Oh,
in the Halo days, like early Halo, early Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
And then KingRichard came up through Elder Scrolls Online. I was just looking for a name. My name is Richard, of course. Like that's actually my first name. And my character was like, all right, so if you were like really good at PvP, you could like capture the fortresses inside of Elder Scrolls Online and become emperor of the PvP server. So when I found out about that early on before the game even came out, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna name myself KingRichard and get emperor, and then just run around like a king with a crown on and just kill people. And that's what I did at Elder Scrolls Online. That's how I actually started streaming too. But that's where the name came from.
No way! You started with ESO Online?
Yeah, that was my first game.
ESO Online.
That's Elder Scrolls Online.
I didn't know that you. Well, I didn't know. First of all, that Elder Scrolls had been around that long. It feels like a relatively new thing to me. But when did you start streaming?
It's been around for a while.
I think it's been around since like 2013, maybe, or 2014.
Oh, damn!
Something like that.
Is that when Skyrim came out? Probably.
No, Skyrim was earlier than that.
Skyrim was way earlier.
Oh wait.
What?
Yeah.
Time is flying.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Make another Elder Scrolls. What are you doing, Bethesda? Goodness gracious.
Bro, those games are insanely huge.
They've had just short of a decade to make a new one. What are you talking about?
You're right. Technology has progressed.
I don't know what they're doing. I think honestly, Elder Scrolls Online is doing really good, like financially. So they're probably like
that might be it.
Yeah.
Like injecting new content and stuff into you. So
it's like GTA.
What you do when you make
a new one.
Yeah, you make an MMO or anything open world, man. That's your job now.
Yeah,
exactly. Successful. Like there's nothing else you can make. That takes constant updates, which is probably why there's so few of them that are successful. To be honest,
that makes sense. Yeah. There's no incentive for them to try harder.
I always wanted to try, but
I've been surrounded by it. So you've brought it up, Richard. I've had a streaming friend that's brought it up a couple of times. Another friend outside of streaming has brought it up. I feel like I'm being surrounded by ESO, and I just need to hop into it. Do you still play it?
No, I actually don't. I haven't played ESO in like a long time. When I was playing it, it's kind of like Fortnite. Like when Fortnite first came out, it was like it was just amazing. It had so much potential.
Yeah.
And then they went a different direction with the development of the game. And that's kind of what ESO did. They just went a different direction. It went more towards creating like that Skyrim experience where you can like quest with friends and stuff like that, as opposed to creating a PvP environment, which is all I do. Like if there's a game that has PvP and PvE, I'm only doing the PvE just so I can PvP. That's it. And ESO, they just really didn't like cater towards the PvP players. Went more towards the PvE side of things, and I quit a while ago. Yeah, it
makes sense.
Happens.
Yeah.
So what was the first FPS? Like you streamed.
FPS?
What was the first FPS you streamed? Yeah,
on streaming. I think the first FPS I streamed was Destiny, the first one.
Okay.
I streamed that for a little bit.
That was huge.
Yeah.
That was big, Destiny.
God, it was.
I don't know why I never got into it.
Dude, it was like the smoothest AAA, like the hit reg, the movement, everything was so on point in that game for PvP. In my opinion, I thought it was really solid when it first came out. PvP. Yeah, it's outstanding. It's really, really good.
Weird.
Yeah, you should get.
No one else can figure that out.
That's your mistake.
It's weird. We only like playing games where you go around a corner and you're shot an entire second later.
And Richard's the one that does it to us. So.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
You look on their screen, you're like, wow, that was incredible. That's a really good shot. I wasn't actually where I thought I was. That's what I always say. I always say, good shot. Then I move on because I'm not salty.
You know where Val Gamer came from? It's KingRichard. It was Richard was doing it. It was him. Literally, he started it. It was him. People were like, "Oh, AS Val seemed pretty good."
It's funny because AS Vals and VSSs in every other game are terrible, but this game, they're incredible.
Dude, Tarkov, the AS Val, I just run around labs all day for like 10 hours straight, taking everybody's loot with the AS Val.
I know. So it's exhausting, Richard. I'm like, I remember being a baby, getting into that game, like, oh, I think I might go to Woods. I don't know. I might try it out. And Richard's running around with like an Alton, full Gen 4 gear, and like an AS Val, hip firing people, no less. Not even ADSing. You were like laser hip firing people through windows. I was like, well, f- me, dude. I can't keep up with that. It's exhausting.
And now here we are 6 months later, and we still are just creeping around Woods.
Yeah. I haven't played it since the wipe, but I do want to get into it. I actually love Tarkov. That's one of the most underrated games out.
I would agree. I'd agree. I don't know. I was just saying this the other day, and I don't want to belabor it. We can obviously move on to Trevor's super important question.
Yep.
But I don't know why a AAA title or AAA developer hasn't picked up this style of gameplay, where it feels like one of the first looter shooters of its kind, more or less.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And I feel like with a big enough budget, it could be outstanding. And they just
imagine insane servers. Like imagine if this game had in its form currently had just amazing netcode.
What about just like reliable servers? Not even like amazing ones, just ones that worked. Would be great.
Yeah, that would be nice.
not having 30 FPS and then just magically having 80 out of nowhere. Be good.
Exactly.
And everyone's like, it's your computer. Nah, it's not. Just not. There's no way it's not.
No, absolutely not. It's nothing to do with the computer. It's the game itself.
Dude,
but it's outstanding.
Server is in Russia. Yeah, it's great. So did you play? You played last wipe. Did you play the wipe before that too? Have you had a full wipe start before?
I played like in the middle of whenever they did the drops thing. That's when I got on board. Last wipe, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Starting it on wipe, it has been an absolute blast.
Yeah,
it's been
really
really fun.
Because I started where everyone had like 500 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I would play these guys and I play with Lupo and like everyone keep gifting me like freaking 10 repi Rs every day just to like run around with. So I was just using thermals every game, not learning where anything was, not learning any of the comms, not learning how to loot or where to find anything. And then I've gotten to do that all through this and complete my own tasks and play on my own. And it's really actually just hooked me beyond. Like I haven't felt this way since I felt like World of Warcraft, Wrath of Lich King in 2006.
Yeah, I was scared, like, because I'm doing really good on Call of Duty, and I'm like, I don't want to play Tarkov because I'm gonna get addicted again. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it to myself.
Well, and I remember we were talking a lot about your YouTube last time we talked, and I feel like COD is just the best for YouTube right now.
Well, it's really good for YouTube. I actually haven't been uploading YouTube videos at all. I'm probably gonna just make a whole new YouTube because I like stop uploading for like a year and a half.
But that'll just put you like just kill the channel for the algorithm.
That's exactly what it did. It just killed the channel for the algorithm. But honestly, I feel like I needed a new channel like 2 years ago because I had my channel's all over the place. Like I play so many games. I had Destiny content, Titanfall 2, Elder Scrolls Online, For Honor, like all these different games. It's just like what is this channel about? Like I don't like people come in and they're like, what is this channel? There's so much stuff going on here. And I just want to start like fresh on something and then just stick with it. Like if I'm going to do like a YouTube channel and I'm a vlog on it, I just want it to be a vlog channel. Or if I'm going to do FPS games, I'm going to just make it an FPS channel. So, something like that.
I would love
that way. I don't get destroyed on the algorithm.
Yeah, exactly. I would watch the hell out of a KingRichard vlog. That sounds fantastic.
I did upload a vlog. I did a while ago. There is one vlog video, but it's just one. Just for now. There will be more, but just one for now.
A dope, man.
Nice. Well, the most important question of our show. Okay, so I got tripped up last week. I'm
naturally.
I want to know what your favorite fast food is. But Siegel's like, I didn't even eat fast food really. I was like, what? So that hurt me a little bit. But I just feel food. Yeah, so I feel like there's I have a story. I tell it every week, so everyone knows it. But I got my car. I was the first one. All my friends had to get my car. So it was like when we would game, we had like a nice little LAN center at my friend's house. His dad built PCs. So when we game, like I would drive us down to get food for like we're gonna play for a while. So it was always Taco Bell. This is the closest, and it's Taco Bell. Come on, high school kids love Taco Bell. So I was just like, Baja Blast every night would be my fuel. And so like I have these smells and tastes associated with sitting at my desk and getting ready to like get excited about playing. We were playing WoW at the time, so it was just absolutely disgusting in that room. But so I always ask everybody, especially people who've been streaming or playing video games for a long time, if they have that place that they're like, yo, you don't have to have the exact experience as me, but like you got a place like I'm about to play some games for a while. I want to grab something quick. What's your go-to place? And it can be local. It can be like a local chain or whatever. It doesn't need to be one.
Like usually when I'm feeling like I'm gonna get some, like I'm about the game and get some food, I usually go for a cheesesteak because I'm in Philly.
Hell yeah!
But it's not like one particular place I go to. I usually go to like the closest place to where I'm at that has like the best cheesesteak in the area. But a cheesesteak and some French fries, it doesn't get any better than that.
That's solid. What's your go-to place? Like what's your, if you could get any cheesesteak, like if it were in Philly, what would be your number one? And then like what's an easy one you could get?
There's 3 spots. Ishkabibbles. I know it's a weird name, but it's called Ishkabibbles. I don't know why. Ishkabibbles, Max's, and Delisandro's. Either 3, like you can't go wrong. They're all amazing.
I love that you didn't name that I'm aware of any like the classic ones. Like, what's the most famous
ones?
Yeah,
like probably Geno's or Pat's.
Yeah, Geno's. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. I was underwhelmed by those two.
Oh yeah, that's because they're tourist steaks. Like if you're a native, we know like you can get a better steak at a a corner store. But those are like tourist steaks because they're like close. They're down South Philly, kind of like close to the airport. So if you're in Center City or in the city and you're visiting, you're usually in those areas. So they get the most hype. Like they're on the news. Like if you come to Philadelphia, you gotta go to Geno's or Pat's. And yeah, but I wouldn't recommend them at all.
That's why. Oh, I think I've been to Ishkabibbles. This looks familiar, actually. Oh yeah, is there upstairs seating in Ishkabibbles? Or is it just one floor?
No, see, usually it's like one floor. It's not really seating.
Okay.
It's usually a window. You just order from the window. And then most people walk around and eat their cheesesteak or you take it home or whatever you do. But it's like a window that you order from at Ishkabibbles.
This looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the place to go. That makes sense. Yeah, the best cheesesteak I've ever had when my brother went to Drexel, I would go and visit him, was just a gas station behind his house.
Yeah.
It was like the best.
Dude, there is some gas stations. There's one gas station. It's in the hood. It's called the Golf. It's the Golf gas station. Okay. Talking like straight hood, bulletproof glass. Like don't go there past 10 p.m. Like the best hoagies you can get on a planet. Like not even lying. The best hoagies. They're amazing. Amazing.
I mean, there's something about the Northeast in general and gas stations and food because no matter what direction you go and every gas station is known for something like from pizza to I was drafted. I don't know if you knew this, but I was drafted by the Phillies in 2008 and I was there for I was there for 4 years. I got traded over here in 2012. So I played like in Reading and I spent a bunch of time in like Lakewood, New Jersey. And so like I've been all over. And we go down to Philly all the time. So like whenever I go down, like for whatever a team function or when I was drafted, even they made me go to Pat's and Geno's. I was just like, this feels like I'm at like Atlantic City. Like that's what this feels like.
It's so sad. It's like I feel bad as a Philly native because everyone goes there and they don't get a good cheesesteak. It's like you don't know what you're missing. It's just one of those things. Because I lived in Texas for a while. And we went to a lot of places to get like cheesesteak and like authentic Philly cheesesteak. You go there and it's like, this is not a cheesesteak. Like a lot of people think that a cheesesteak is like the same thing you get from like Subway, like the Philly cheesesteak sandwich. It's just, it's not the same.
It's because there's provolone on it doesn't mean that it's a cheesesteak.
Exactly.
Well, most cheesesteaks don't even have provolone cheese on them. Like it's usually American cheese or whiz, but most of the time it's like traditional is just American cheese. What makes the cheesesteak the Philly cheesesteak is that the meat is local and the bread is local as well. So like you literally can't get you can't get that meat and bread like anywhere else. You can get American cheese anywhere, but that meat and bread is just usually local. I'm still trying to figure out how to get it as well because like I've been looking all over the place for actual Philly cheesesteak meat because whenever I like try to make one at home, I'm using like Philly cheesesteak meat that's frozen in a box, and theirs is frozen too in a box. But I make mine, and it's like this is not the same meat. You're not going to tell me this is the same meat they're giving me. It's no way.
I want different. Yeah,
it's like you got to like sell your soul to get access to the actual meat that they use for the Philly cheesesteak.
It's like it's kind of. I feel like it's similar to getting like a corn tortilla in the Northeast. Like it's not possible. No one has corn tortillas.
Oh, actually, they do. There's one spot. There's one spot in Philly. I forgot the name of it. It's a taco place in South Philly, and they do authentic corn tortillas. I gotta Google it because it's like one of the best. I found it from Netflix. It was one of the best rated taco places on like this food show on Netflix, and I went there, and it was amazing. And they do have authentic corn tortillas.
Ooh.
I think that's like the only spot in Philly that has it.
Damn, that's actually surprising for a city as big as Philly.
Yeah,
to have like one place like that. Oh man, dude. By the way, this whole time I've been searching for the Golf.
Yeah, let me.
I'm like Google it.
It's
the Golf. It's just a Golf gas station.
Yeah, GULF.
Golf gas station. Dude. I'm like looking. There's a million of them in Philly, but
I know the zip code to it, so let me. Yep, this is it right here. GULF. The address is where is it at? It's 7100 Ogont Ave. Like, just look at the pictures of it. You would never expect to get.
Ogonta? What?
Ogont Ave is what it's called.
Ogont.
Can I put this inside the Discord?
Ogont Ave. Yeah, there's a podcast chat. Did we not have a chat?
Yeah,
podcast chat right above. Guest waiting. Yeah, right up there.
No, I got to see it.
I really want to see this. Ogont Ave. I think I found it. That doesn't look like a golf.
Make sure you go there next time.
Okay, here you go.
Oh, snap. All right. Wait, did you post it?
All right, where do I post that?
So right above podcast and guest waiting is podcast chat in the Discord. So like 1, 2 above us.
There you go. Found it.
Oh, that looks sketch AF.
Yes, it not only does it look sketch, it is sketch. Like that's the hood. So, like I said, you don't want to be there past like 10 p.m. If you go there in the daytime, you're fine. But I guarantee you're gonna get one of the best hoagies you ever had in your life.
Oh my
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. M&J. I'm excited. Market and Deli. It's a Liberty. Okay.
Yeah, it's a Liberty gas station.
Oh,
it used to be a golf gas station, but over the years it just changed to Liberty.
Yeah, it's called golf. You're right. I'm excited. I'm not that far from Philly,
man. I'm sorry.
Where are you at?
Me? I'm from Seattle.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm in Syracuse, New York.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're not too far.
Yeah. It's not that bad. I could hop down there anytime.
And he's a huge Eagles fan.
I know.
Absolutely. So, and if there's actually a season, we're going to talk to
there's going to be a season.
Hank Basket about getting some tickets. I'm very excited.
1,000% there's a season.
Oh yeah.
I hope there's a season.
Well, everyone's got COVID now. So who even knows?
They might just ignore that it exists, to be honest.
I'd be down for that. Like, I love football.
Okay. I mean, yeah, at this point,
can we just like watch the game in hazmat suits or something? Like,
we just wish more people would ignore things and just kind of, talk about something else. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Well, the virus is coming back. Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore it.
Just wait till Monday. It's Sunday. Wait till Monday.
Like, we don't deal with the virus on Sundays.
Oh my!
I understand there's a pandemic, but it's Sunday, so.
I can see it now. Oh god!
Outstanding.
Oh god!
I'm just joking, by the way.
Of course,
we're all joking.
We're joking.
Disclaimer: wee woo, joke.
But dead serious though. We're gonna ignore it. All right. So Richard, again, in the interest of getting to know you and who you were even before streaming, apparently you were Havoc, which is a fantastic name. What did you do before you went full time into streaming? Went full time into content creation. What were you doing before then? And when did you decide to take streaming full time and just be a content creator? Like, what was the change that had to happen?
So I went full time when I was playing For Honor. I had been streaming for like years prior to that, and I was just like part time, streaming whenever I was playing a game. Just that was my rule. Like if I'm playing a game, I'll turn it on the stream. So after work and stuff, I would play and stream. I did a lot of construction work, and then I had a really bad knee injury.
Okay.
Years back, like I tore my my meniscus. And, like just did some crazy stuff to my knee, and I couldn't like walk. Honestly, I didn't even think I would walk again. And during that time, I lost my job, and I was home. I was home, and then I started working from home doing technical support for Dell. During that time, I had a lot more time on my hands, so I started streaming more around the time where For Honor came out. And next thing you know, I think I got like maybe 1,500 subs or something. This was years ago, and that was kind of nuts. And I was just like, okay, I'm going full time. This is it. I can do it. I can go full time now. And then I've been full time since then.
That's amazing. So you climbed up with For Honor.
Yeah, like I was doing ESO, and I did really good on ESO. Like I was like top 2-3 guys on that in that directory.
Yeah.
And then I tried Destiny, and Destiny was really, really hard for me to get into. It was kind of weird because I was really good at Destiny. I did trials, carries, and stuff like that. Really good at it, but I can never really break through. And then For Honor came out, and oh my god, I was just like nuts in that game. And played that game, and then kind of took off with it a little bit. Then the game started to die off, like most games do.
Yep.
And I think Destiny 2 came out. I was playing a little bit of Destiny 2, and then Fortnite came out. And then it was just like, okay, this is it.
Yeah. It was pretty much like for everyone's. Well, not everyone's, but like a large portion of Twitch just was like, hey, Fortnite, we're right at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember the first time I played it, I was actually doing a Destiny stream, and I kind of like rage quit off. I was like, I just don't want to play this game anymore. I don't. I need something else to play. And then my chat was like, why don't you just try Fortnite? And I was like, I really don't want to play that game. But then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I don't have anything else to lose. Like, I don't. What do I have to lose? Like, let me just try it out. And I got on, and literally my first game in, I was just like slaying out. And I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. Oh my god, I'm liking this a lot. And I ended up finishing the stream. But I was saying to myself, like, I really enjoyed this. I can't wait to play again tomorrow. And
nice.
I played it again the next day and started winning. And I was like, oh god, this is it.
This is it. This is the one.
This is the
camera. This is it.
This is the game.
Yeah.
Bro, I had a similar yet opposite experience. I was like, I'm just going to try this game everyone keeps talking about. I don't know, back whenever it like first came out in beta, the Battle Royale. And I was like, I played it. I slayed out. I won my first game I ever played. And I was like, this game is so boring. And I never played it. I didn't play it again for like 6 more months. And like when everyone was like getting back into it, or it was really taking off, and I was like, ah, shit, I could have been at ground floor and I missed it. Damn it. I was like, this game, like everyone was just like hiding in bushes. No one knew how to build at all. It was like maybe one ramp to get up to a house that you hid in.
Yeah.
It was like not a thing. But
for me,
like, a big mistake.
For me, I think for me, like when I was playing PUBG, I was really good at PUBG. And the thing about PUBG, any game that I play super aggressive, like so aggressive, it's stupid. It's almost like my people watch me play and they're like, why don't you just like kill for a second instead of like W keying? Like I'm one shot, I'm W keying whole squad. I do that in every game that I play. And with Fortnite, I finally had that game where I could like W key and get punished and then still recover from it. Like, and that to me was just like the greatest thing. I was like, oh my god, like I just literally W keyed this kid, like killed 2 of his teammates, and then built a house so I can recover. Like you can't do that. You couldn't do that in most games. You know, you get caught out of position in most games, and it was just it's over. You're back in the lobby. But Fortnite, they had that perfect balance with the building, and it was a blast when it first came out.
I didn't think about that aspect. That's true. You have recovery time as opposed to PUBG. You get shot a couple times. It's kind of like you find a car or like a corner of a house you can heal in. But
yep. Like you get caught out. You're 2 steps away from that tree. You're not getting back to it. That was PUBG.
Yeah, that's true.
And in games like that, it also like because people are so scared to get caught out of position, they don't move.
A lot of camping. Exactly.
Yeah, you end up with a lot of camping because they just don't want to die. They feel like they're going to die in real life.
Consoles now too. It's just
exactly
TTK, low TTK games. Yeah, that are battle royales.
Yeah.
If you can't react to being shot. Like, so you have to see everything all the time. If you can't react to being shot, the casual tends to camp because it's like, why would you put yourself through that? Yeah. When you can't react to being shot. But in Fortnite, you could react by building a wall and then figure out where they are. And then you have a kind of even playing field in more fights, which is why everyone got so cool.
Another thing that had me going with Fortnite was the fact that when someone was camping, there were tools like you could like blow up somebody's entire house. It's like you're camping in a corner. I'm just gonna blow up your entire house. Now what? And like that was amazing to me. Like being able to outplay campers and also be able to play aggressive and not be at a disadvantage for playing that way was amazing to me.
Wow. And talk about the glories of Fortnite
that way. But yeah, that is why I liked it. That you just hit it on the head. That's why I liked it too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And now it's underwater.
I was about to say, and then now you have some of these kids who play the game and they're so insane. They're walking fortresses. Like they're literally running at you, building fortresses while they're moving. Like they're literally moving at you while building fortresses.
Exactly.
It's so crazy. It's like I'm trying to shoot you, but I can't because you're protecting the whole 360 of your body. You're untouchable. And then you finally get up to me and then you get above me. And it's like, what can I do now? And it's hard to keep up with those kids. I just can't. They're too good.
The only way I found editing through a tunnel, yeah,
exactly.
When they tunnel towards you, they're building. Like I remember, I follow Bugga on Instagram. I feel like I mentioned him a couple times, but seeing him build, he will build and edit almost simultaneously. Yeah. So the build is there, but he's also walking through it. So you have like essentially a millisecond to somehow shoot him and get like maybe one bullet worth of damage. So would you hit him for like 20?
But maybe. The thing is, even if you try to shoot him, he's probably waiting for it and he'll shoot you first and then build the wall. So it's
exactly.
Like some of these guys are like almost untouchable in a way. And you have to kind of, I remember last time I was playing Fortnite, everybody was box fighting. Like they were doing box fight wagers. And honestly, I hated that part of Fortnite. The part where you sit in the box and fight. Like whenever I would fight somebody and they would go into a box, I would just immediately get triggered. Like, oh my God, what a rat. And that became the skill set, and that became what you needed to do to be a good player.
Yes.
And ever since then, it's like, if you don't know how to box fight, you're just going to get demolished because these guys will run up to you and box fight you.
Exactly. Yeah. The only ever success I've had in those scenarios is like the playing dead like strategy where you act like, oh, like I'm gonna die, and then you anticipate. If I was a cracked out 14-year-old, what move would I do to try to shoot me? And I try to anticipate the wall they're going to edit and maybe hope for a 200 headshot. Other than that, there's nothing I can do. Yeah, they will kill me. But yeah, I call it play dead, but that's really that's all my skill level is.
The old ActionJaxon, the play
dead. All I can do. Just play dead, dude. Just play dead.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, and that's why they're getting so not happy about controllers too, because like you said, they're building these fortresses around them. But that split second that they're running through walls, aim assist still works because it reacts to you the moment the wall goes down. So it's a counter, and they didn't like it.
The thing that people don't like about the aim assist is that when someone gets close enough, they can get in your box and then use a full auto weapon, and it'll kill you faster than a shotgun can. So it's like people they can't handle it, like getting destroyed through their builds, because most of the time they're dying, they're trying to build, or they can't react in time because they just get laser beamed. So yeah, that's the whole aim.
Because there's a mechanic that's laser beaming them before they can react, which sucks. And then when you're in a pro lobby and there's 65 guys in the second to last circle and everyone's rotating and like you can't keep track of everyone, and then you're building this wall with a guy with a aim assist, and he's just hitting that one bullet as the walls drop because it's helping him track you through the wall, and he takes you down 100 health before you can, like, as you're trying to rotate. That I could see how that would just get. You're just like, when you're holding the wall the whole time, they shouldn't be able to hit you, and you're still losing 100 of your health as you're trying to rotate. That would suck. I understand it, but deal with it, kids.
Yeah, I don't think it's really that big of a problem with aim assist. Like, I think a lot of the PC players, they're so used to using shotguns, and they're not really confident in actually using like a sub or an AR in a close range fight. Mm-hmm. But the controller players, they always use sub and AR in those close range fights, and they get outgunned. But people act like you can't hit those shots on keyboard and mouse. You can hit those same shots close range and laser beam people. I've done it before.
Yeah. Well, it's also kind of like LeBron saying, you just do like behind the back slam dunk. Like, everyone can do that, right? Like, I mean, I've done it. So it's like,
I can jump at the free throw line. MJ's not even that good.
I mean, but it's the same thing though. Like, I don't think everybody is like, I play with controller. I'm doo-doo with controller. I'm really good with keyboard and mouse though. So it's like, it's one of those personal preference things. I don't think you have to be using a controller. In order
100%. Again, I want to make it very clear that I understand the reason aim assist exists too. Like, it's just you just have less tools, right? Or less room for it. Yeah. So But I also understand when you feel like you don't know what is a mechanic in a game and what's a person's skill, and then it's hard for you to reconcile that in your head when you're trying to compare yourself to them. I get that too. I understand that too. But of course, it's just one of those things. It's a games change and metas change, and when subs become stronger, then you're going to assume that they're getting an advantage of whatever. But it's interesting. Haven't played that game in 6 months though, because I have a new love. All right.
Yeah. It's been a while for me as well.
So, moving on through the questions here, we try to give, we highlight content creators here on the show, and everyone has a different journey and learns different things about streaming. And you've been doing it for a while now. What's one thing that you wish that you would have known beforehand, like going into being a full-time streamer, that you don't know now? Like, what's one thing you would say someone just starting, like, that you think is just integral to your success?
I know one thing I wish I would have known is that I could make it without a webcam, and I would love to have been a streamer without a camera, just because it's more comfortable, and it's just better to not have to worry about how you look on stream and on camera and stuff like that. Yeah, and that's something I didn't really know, but now that I'm so deep in with the camera, it's like I turn my camera off and everybody's like, "Where's your cam? Why are you not on camera? Did you break the camera? I want to donate so you can get a camera." Like, I just turned the cam off for one day. Relax.
Still donate. Go ahead.
Yeah, the donating thing, that sounds like an advantage here.
Yeah.
Yes, it is broken.
Yeah. Donate to get cam back.
To fix.
It's a $7,000 camera. I need help, please.
Please.
I need help, please.
I actually need a camera crew to hold it the entire time, so you got to pay them too.
Yeah.
So donate for that, please.
And if we just get 1,000 above that, guys, I can expedite it, and it'll be back tomorrow.
Interesting.
That's the play. That's really interesting though. So you don't like the cam. That's your.
I don't mind it. I just feel like I would be more comfortable, like just not being on camera. Yeah. Just like having to like, I have lights and have to sometimes, like, I just want to sit butt naked and just play the game. Like, literally, I want to stick to my leather seat and play the game and have a good time, and I can't do that because that's against the terms of service.
Honestly, wait, if it wasn't, would you do it?
If it wasn't, I would probably do it. Yes. I would probably just sit and just have a good time playing with my boxes on.
KingRichard's OnlyFans is going to be lit. Him just sitting butt naked
with a crotch cam. No face cam, just a crotch cam.
Oh my god.
That's the wave. That's the wave.
Oh my god.
I can't wait to implement that. That's really exciting. That's an interesting also too, just like usually people are like, I would have done this, I would have done that. No face cam is interesting because I feel like you're right in a lot of ways. I mean, some people I feel like rely on face cam. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm selling myself short in a way. I feel like a camera is part of, I don't know, my humor, like just facial expression or whatever. Quick zoom ins or whatever it is. So I also would struggle too, I feel like. And you I mean, a lot of your comedic is some of your reaction to getting like destroyed or absolutely clapping a kid. But I wonder what it would be like without the facial expression. How could you'd have to tell yourself to audibly emote rather than facially emote. You know what I mean? Like you'd have to be aware of that and be very vocal. Like I don't know how Lyric does it.
I've done a lot of streams with no camera, just testing the waters, and I don't really see a difference in the content personally. I still think the content is good. I think it's better with the camera 100% because you do get those facial expressions. A lot of people, I have some people specifically who watch me to see me die just because they want to see my reaction. Like it's a lot of people who watch me specifically for that. And if I didn't have the camera, I probably wouldn't have those people watching me.
Exactly.
But
good point.
I still feel like I could have made it as a content creator without a camera, because most of what carries me on Twitch and what I've done on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter is just my gaming content in general. That's what it is mostly. It's like 80% that, and the rest of it is like reaction and funny stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be self-aware though, to know what you're good at, and know that you wouldn't necessarily need a cam.
Paul, what would you say your percentage is? Reaction. I think it's gameplay.
I mean, if I'm being real, if I'm going to be honest with you on the podcast here, because I feel like I want to be honest, I think it's like 90% skill. I feel like it's like 90%. Okay. Yeah. This kid is cracked out of his mind. 30-year-old phenom. Also, he's a little bit funny.
Imagine the viewership if that were good. You know what I mean?
I tried to think about it, Trevor, because every day I think to myself, if only I was better at this game. How would I do? And I could just never get there. I'm like, maybe it's the keyboard. I'll change my keyboard. Nope. Maybe it's the mouse. I'll change my mouse. Nope. It's you, Paul. You're just bad.
You're getting good at Tarkov, bro. You found your game.
I think it is my game.
But yeah, no, I'm the same the other way. Like I was gonna say, I have to have a camera. I have to walk around. I gotta flip my chair over. I gotta be mad. Like it's part of my thing. I gotta be angry. Anger is, people love it when other people are angry. It's a really weird thing about humans. I don't know why we love it. We love watching people rage. So, rage is something that I've been doing my entire life. So I thought I'd bring it to the Twitch audience.
Yeah, I need to start like kind of focusing on that a little bit more, like raging and stuff. I don't rage. Yeah. I'm usually like super calm, cool.
You are actually very calm. Like even some of your Instagram clips and whatnot, like stuff you put out. Your reactions to like, wow, absolutely clapping kids is so casual. I think I just cleared out that form, man. Huh.
I think my problem is I've done it so often that sometimes it's like not. Sometimes it's not like mind blowing. It's like, you know, I think because like I have a hard, like I feel like if I was to react the way people see those clips, if I was to actually react like that, I would feel like I was being fake, because I'm not seeing it like that. I'm seeing it like, okay, those guys just got clapped. Yeah, like I'm seeing it like this is something.
Hey, this is exactly how this is how the game goes, guys. This is how the game is. Like this is what I do every day, all day.
Sometimes I do some stuff, and like I'm like, oh, I can't believe I just did that.
Yeah.
A lot of the times it's like just casually just running through lobbies and then like not really realizing what's happening until something insane happens. Then it's like, okay, that was nuts.
True. Yeah. Well, like even when your nuts things happens, it's like on your editor on your Instagram, you'll like do something and it'll just be like a zoom in on your cam. And you're like, just absolutely clap those kids. You just go back to like a normal.
I think it could be because I'm tired too. Maybe I don't have the energy.
Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're just super tired.
But I don't have the energy to actually give the proper reaction that's needed for the situation.
Yeah.
Paul, remember when
what?
Go ahead. Remember when BO4 came out and we were playing what was the battle royale called in Black Ops 4?
Oh, Blackout.
Blackout. We're playing Blackout the day it came out. Me, you, Tim, and Flom.
Oh yeah.
And everyone's like, "Yo, Chad and Shroud and all those guys are in your lobby."
Yeah.
So someone took like our clips from when they found us, obviously, and the whole time Paul and I are like, oh god, and Flom's like, we can do this, guys, and Tim's like, oh no, we can't. So like the three, we're gonna get clapped the whole time. They don't care at all that we're in their lobby. We're super afraid of them. So Chad ends up killing all of us. And someone in our side, we're like, no, he's over there. We're screaming, and then it shows Shroud's clip, and everyone's like, that was Tim and blah blah. And he goes, oh, cool, and just moved on. And that is the difference.
We were like gazelle being chased by a lion. The lion's like, whatever. And I mean,
he's like, you guys are just normal gazelles. And we're like, well, we're trying really hard. Yeah, it's just normal. Shroud's like, yeah, it was just a guy in my game. I expected to kill him. What do you mean?
Yeah, I kind of have like I connect with Shroud in that sense because he it's the same thing. I don't know if he's tired as well. He drinks a lot of coffee too, just like me. He's probably just as tired as I am.
He looks exhausted, man.
He does. He looks like he's tired, and he's just like, I don't have the energy to react to that 17-man triple squad wipe. I just don't. It was just nuts. That's all I have to say. It was nuts.
Shroud, you killed the entire lobby. Oh, did I? Oh, no. Well, weird.
You're just chill, and you expect to be good at the game you're playing.
Level of confidence.
Yeah. And that probably makes you even better at the game you're playing, and that's probably why every game you play, you're really good at the game you're playing. So,
yeah.
I'd say it's working out, and I think you're in the right. I think you're in the right occupation. Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So as far as absolutely clapping kids in most FPSs, what is your favorite part of live streaming? Period. Like, what's the part of streaming that you do look forward to? Because obviously, I mean, it's like any job. Some days you just don't want to do it. Some days you don't feel like it. Sometimes you want to turn your cam off. But what's that thing that does keep you coming back to it that you enjoy with the act itself?
When I first started streaming, it was always just me playing the game with other people, like just around the world. Just I'm playing a game. You ever play a game by yourself and it's like it's fun, but you ever play a game with like your cousin or your brother and they're watching or playing with you? It's a lot more enjoyable. And I get that feeling when I'm playing the game and I have people watching. So
cool.
That is like the best part about it. Like having people playing the game with me and watching me play is just, I don't know, it never gets old.
I love that. That's awesome. That's true. It's like something fun about, back in the day where you're playing SNES or PS1 or 2 or whatever, and like you had your brother with you or your friend or you're like your cousin just kind of waiting for their turn, right? Waiting for you to die or something, and then they pick up the controller and they play. It's kind of like a community-based thing. It's fun. I get that. That's a great answer. I miss that feeling.
I like performing too. Like even if it's like performing badly, but it's a performance. Like that's fun for me. Like I just like reacting good or bad or indifferent when people like react or gas you up or like, be like, it's okay, we all suck too. And you're like, thanks guys. Those are all, it's just, like when I play off stream, I don't like to play off stream anymore. Cause it's like not, I don't have that as much, well, except for Tarkov, I'll play that all day off stream because the progression is enough for me. But any other games, I'm just like, I wouldn't play really off stream at all just because I wanted the people to be around and it was for them. I was like playing games for them. And that's super fun.
I've even gone after like having a good play offline. Like I do like something great. And I'm like,
you like look at the camera.
No,
look at the camera all the time.
There's no one to share this moment with.
Because I don't get to play the game off stream very often. Like I can't even remember the last time I really played off stream.
Well, with 15 kids and 4 dogs, I can imagine that you don't really have the time to do that.
You gotta frame it as I'm at work in order to be able to play video games.
True. Yeah. I mean, that's where I'm at. Like it has to be work or it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Like sometimes, I don't know, obviously you're married, Richard, and every relationship is different. But my wife is of the particular personality where she's like, I would spend every minute of every day with you at all times if I could. And I'm like, I don't want that. I need you to leave me alone so I can game. So if I'm not streaming, I'm with her. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the same thing. She's understanding of my situation, but
for sure.
If she can have all the time in the world for me, yes, she would take it. Like exactly. If she could press a button and say, "Give me that time," it would be pressed.
It would be exactly
hesitation.
Yeah. So I don't know again your situation, but I feel like in mine, Tears is like, she's like, so what time do you start stream? I'm like, I'm starting at like 10 a.m. or whatever. She's like, okay, so I have from like 6 a.m. to 9:45. I'm like, no, you can't just schedule right up like the minute before I go live. Like gotta get like a buffer or something.
Yeah, like I need time to like do me for a minute. Relax.
Exactly. Let me go to the bathroom before I gotta stream.
You'll get your turn, Jesus Christ.
You'll get your turn.
I got from 6 a.m. to 9:45.
Pretty much.
I would do that.
Like I have a broken alert or something I gotta fix on stream. Like I don't have the time to fix it. So like things are just broken on stream for like a week. And Chad's like, it's still broken. I'm like, I know. I haven't had the time to fix it.
You can't do everything on Sunday because Sunday's her day.
Exactly. I tell people that all the time. It took me so long to set up the Go XLR because I didn't have a mic on my game PC to talk to people when I'm doing random games and like Warzone.
Yeah.
It took me forever to set it up because I'm like, I'm going to do it today. And then like I get off stream and I'm like, I can't. I don't have time. I got to do this. I got to do that. And then before my stream, it's like, I don't have time. I have to do this. I have to do that. So it's like, I don't have time to actually set up this Go XLR. I wish you guys would understand it. And I finally set it up and I'm still tweaking it. I still haven't finished setting it up properly, but we'll get there eventually. We're going to get there.
It's like little things. Yeah, you never, and God forbid there's a freaking Windows update that just absolutely demolishes all your settings, and you're like, oh well, okay. Or your camera doesn't want to turn on, or I don't know. But actually, in your case, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I try not to restart my computers just for that.
Do you leave them on? Like Lupo leaves them on for like weeks at a time.
For weeks, I just leave them. Just let them run. I'll let them run until they blue screen.
Leave them on like a PS2 when you didn't have a memory card.
Yeah, leave it on. Exactly.
Just leave it on.
Can you believe there's like people out there that like actually take off the side of their like computer power sometimes and like clean it? Can you believe that? It's crazy. Like they take the components out and like dust them. Like what?
Imagine taking care of your equipment.
We're out here just laying them on their sides, running them with no case. Who cares?
Mine's on my carpet right now, dude. I don't.
Yeah, you're not supposed to put them on carpet. They're on carpet.
Oh yeah,
both of them are.
Oh gosh,
yeah,
Trevor, nail this section, dude. Nail it.
Crushed it. All right. Well, we got an ad. We only have one ad here on the show, but this is the ad, and I took it from Paul, and I'm not even going to read anything. I don't have a monologue. I get the bullet points.
Oh my gosh.
The May Contain Action podcast is presented by Manscaped. They make a phenomenal trimmer for your balls. Straight up. Ceramic blades, 7,000 RPM, lawnmower 3.0. Never cuts or nicks the skin. Always a perfect shave every single time. Yes, it works on your arms, works on your legs, but more importantly, it works on your beanbag. And that's what we need. And currently, you can use code MCA when you check out for your lawnmower 3.0 for 20% off your order and free shipping. I myself own one. It is phenomenal. Get one. Also, if you order now, you get what's called the shed bag. The bag carrying a carrying case with some other phenomenal products in it for keeping yourself fresh. There's a deodorant cloth, I believe it is, and I've used it and it is great. And all that stuff is included in your order as well. MCA at checkout, manscaped.com, 20% off your order, free shipping. Do it now. Do it for your balls. Thank you. Thanks, bud. Got tripped up a little bit there in the middle, ran out of stuff, made sure I didn't miss anything. All that stuff's in. Just please use the code and show them how much you love our podcast. Seriously. We're all streamers here, and we know at the end of the day, we can always just say, please sub to me. So,
oh my gosh.
Please order the lawnmower. It's summer, and your balls are going to be out in the air or something, or whatever Paul said last week. Just so you know, dude, last week Paul read it, and it was like a 3-minute monologue, and he said the word balls like 41 times.
I did. I absolutely crushed that. I crushed that ad read. They actually reached out to me. They want to know if I want to do any like radio or TV advertisement.
You want to be the face of Manscaped now?
I want to be the face of balls. That's what they said. And I was like,
the face of balls. Interesting.
I was like, I've been waiting for you to ask me that. Absolutely. I can't wait. Oh gosh. So Richard, we wanted to have a question in here as well. That's kind of a little bit more tailored to some of the current events as well. And I kind of want to get your opinion on this before we head into our game. That is, because we have a game lined up, which I'm very excited about. It's gonna be fantastic. So obviously, Richard, recently, like you know, the climate in America has been kind of wild. A lot of things going on in the States as far as protests and whatnot, and racial inequality. I just kind of want to get your opinion. What's your take recently been on some of the companies that have come out? Because I think that's an interesting one. A lot of the companies within gaming industry have kind of come out and said like, hey, we're in support, or maybe some have been a little bit more silent or subversive. I don't know what your take is in particular on those companies, and if you found one that you're like, oh wow, I didn't expect that from them. That's really awesome that they would do that, or not. And how has racial inequality affected you in your content creation and your streaming? Have you experienced it more or less maybe than you thought you would?
So I'm from Philadelphia, the hood part of Philadelphia. So I've witnessed racism on a systematic level like my entire life. Through schooling, through the school system, and so many other ways.
Yeah.
So this, to me, like a lot of what's going on and a lot of the attention that's being brought to a lot of these issues, I think it's amazing that it's happened. I think it's great, but I don't think any of this stuff is new. I think this stuff has been going on. So to me, it's like not really that like surprising. I'm happy that it's happening, but it's like this stuff has been going on for so long.
Yeah.
And with the company standing up and, speaking out on it and stuff, honestly, like, I know you said, is there any companies in particular that I didn't expect it from? And honestly, I didn't expect it from any company. That's what's like kind of crazy. It's like, because it's not something that I've seen. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but, standing up for, equal rights and Black rights hasn't been something that major companies, multi-billion-dollar companies have done in the past. I haven't seen it personally.
Sure.
And if it did happen, I would like to be educated to know, because as far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen that in my 31 years of existence on the planet. It never was a thing.
The only one that's come close is a company that I used to work for, hysterically in the past, is Apple. They just kind of been on the forefront of a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. I've seen Apple been on the forefront of just diversity in general.
Exactly.
And I've seen a lot of companies on the forefront of diversity in general. Yeah. Especially in, assisting the LGBTQ community and things like that.
Yes.
But when it comes to systematic racism and oppression of Black people, I haven't really seen many companies like stand up and stand against that.
That's fair. Yeah.
I've actually seen companies like be a part of it, which has been like a major problem. And now that we have all these major companies standing up, I think it's just amazing. I think it's an amazing time that we live in. I think it's a crazy time with everything that's going on. But at the same time, it's an amazing time because with the stuff that's happening, we are actually starting to see change happening. And as a content creator, being a content creator, and I hate to say it, and I usually don't talk about it, but now that this is the topic of discussion around the world, I usually don't talk about it. But as a content creator, I am usually the only Black guy in the room, or the only Black guy in the directory. Like literally, you can hit any directory on Twitch, unless it's like NBA 2K or Madden. You can hit any directory on Twitch, and you're not going to see many people of color, just in general. Let alone people of color like doing really, really good. Like I streamed Call of Duty and for like maybe 8 hours, and for 6 of those hours, I was the number one guy on COD in the directory. So being that only guy has been my whole career. Like whether it's Elder Scrolls Online, For Honor, Destiny, I've been one of the very, very few content creators of color inside these directories. So I think that these companies standing up and saying stuff and bringing more diversity to the field is like it's a great thing. I don't feel as alone as I did in the past, and that's awesome.
That's a really good way to put it, is feeling alone. Like I guess I didn't fully realize that feeling until I saw a post. I can't remember who the content creator was that it was by, but it was like a TwitchCon or 2 TwitchCons ago, and they were at like a TwitchCon party, and they said all we did was just gather all the people of color we could find in the room to take this photo at like a Twitch party. There was 5. There was like 5 of them. Yeah, I was like, damn. It like there's a certain level of like aloneness. Like you're surrounded by other content creators and friends, like who are white, and you don't feel alone in that sense. But then you're like, oh, I'm the only Black guy in the room. Yeah, but it was kind of more brought to light, and I think you're absolutely right. I think it's amazing that any company at all is taking a stance, which is great. and it kind of validates it a little bit. Not that it isn't validatable on its own, like it doesn't stand on its own, but it's just nice to hear like, hey, by the way, we got you. Like, we're on your side. We get it.
Like, you think companies have power over groups of people, and it's nice to see. It's nice to see people in powerful positions actually take the right stance, like publicly. Like, it kind of comes down to that: people in powerful positions throwing aside whatever the things they're thinking about not doing it for, whatever bullshit reason that is, and just doing it. I mean, from someone who hasn't lived that life or had, I'm a 6'5" white man athlete. Like, there's just not many situations where it's not going to be normal for me to, like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be the only of something anywhere except for maybe a tall person, but like that doesn't, that's not the same. Yeah. I'm a large human being, but that's people, those, that's not, I don't have to deal with any of those things, but it makes me so angry that anyone tries to make any sort of argument other than in any sort of straw man way, other than these things are happening and they need to change. Like, other than that, there is nothing else to say. And they are happening, and you don't have to make up some reason for them not happening, because they are happening, and that's all there is. So
yeah.
I think one of the great things about companies speaking out on it is that it's becoming not okay to be against it, Yeah. Like, it's not okay to feel like, you're okay in taking a stance against equality or equal rights or, people of color dealing with police brutality. Like, that's not okay to be against that. It's not okay to think that the stuff that's going on is okay, or that there is even this thing where people believe that there's no issues at all. It's not okay to feel like that anymore. It's like, if you're running around saying, oh, you're just, making up excuses or this, that, and the third, like, it's not okay to say that anymore. Right now, the only thing that I see as being okay across the board is realizing that there is an issue, and that happening in general is just helping solve the problem.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously a long road of different things that we need to solve and change. And, people obviously disagree on the degree of which we solve and change them. I am encouraged by the support that companies have brought to it, because even in the beginning, for me, it took a post from Jordan Fisher about George Floyd to, like, kind of wake me up to, like, you should say something. Like, you not even at that time that you should, like, as a a person of color who streams or whatever. It was just kind of like, you have emotional feelings about this issue and you should voice them, because other people might feel the same. And I remember seeing his post and being like, I can do that. I can use my platform for whatever. I can say whatever, and this is not to shame anyone for the degree to which they use their platform. I don't care if you share 5 Instagram posts a day or one a week, like, it doesn't matter. But I remember just it being okay to say something. And
I know exactly the feeling.
But it's weird because, like, why wouldn't it be okay to something? Why is that like why do I have to think about it?
That's where these companies coming in and saying something is so important, because like I said, this stuff has been going on for so long. I remember playing Elder Scrolls Online, and like 20 people got banned because they role played a KKK parade in one of the cities inside of the game.
What?
In a massively multiplayer online game, they had a racist demonstration inside of the game, and a lot of them got banned. But
wow,
it wasn't even like one of those things where it's like, okay, we gotta talk about this. We have to deal with this problem, because it wasn't the thing. It wasn't okay to really talk about those things. But now it's like, when we see stuff like that, I feel like I'm okay to call it out and point it out and talk about it and look for solutions.
Exactly.
I think that in itself says so much about how much the system has affected so many people of color, because I felt like I couldn't say anything about some of the stuff that I was dealing with on stream, some of the stuff I dealt with in real life. I just felt like I couldn't say anything. And I feel like that's terrible. Like, who doesn't say anything if you see a guy beating his wife?
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't say anything, like, you're crazy. Like, that's Because it's not okay to do that. But it's also not okay to be a racist. It's not okay to be a bigot. It's not okay to be hateful. It's not okay to do a lot of things that people have done. And it's also, I'm realizing, it's just not okay to not say anything. It's not.
Exactly.
If you don't say anything, you're part of the problem.
I think that's the key. People are coming to that conclusion more.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I don't remember, there was a story, I think it's Duplantier. He's a starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks. And he's black, and he was talking about being the only black kid in his like entire baseball league when he was young. And someone said something horribly racist on another team to him, and he like he was the first baseman. He dropped his glove and tried to run in their dugout. And the only other black guy in the field was an umpire, and he grabbed him and he said, "It's not worth it." You know, and his teammates, you know, had his back, was like, "That's bullshit," like that kind of stuff. But like, they just kind of all wanted it to go away. Like they just wanted to like get past it, like the really awkward situation. So there was no conversation after. That's what he was saying. He was like, it was horrible when it happened, but there was just literally, I had no recourse after. I could just talk to my parents, but I couldn't talk to anybody. Like none of my teammates wanted to talk about it. But now I feel like there's more people willing to talk about it after the fact. Something horrible happens. We're talking about it after. It doesn't just go away.
Yeah. I think even myself growing up, you know, I grew up in like a middle class environment. I went to a mostly white high school. So Richard, I'm kind of curious to get your perspective on some of this from your upbringing. But I was taught, and I think a lot of us were taught, that racism exists back in the day. Like racism was a thing you learned about in history, and it was like, you know, overt acts of racism. You know, murder and the N-word being used and thrown around. So I was like, growing up, I was like, oh, cool. No one's racist anymore. Lit. Like, this is going to be great. I can live my life and it'll be fine. And then like just things would happen. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. You can't do that. That belongs back in the 50s or whatever. But to realize that it's not gone, it's not eradicated. Like people still, and it's more than just overt acts of racism, like calling someone the N-word. Like it's as simple as someone crossing the street when you walk down the road. Like something as simple as that is not no one's going to yell at that person, right? But it still affects you. It's still something you deal with every day. So. Yeah,
for me, coming up, like I said, I'm from the hood, so I went to like everything. Like all my schools were like majority black, like maybe one white kid in the school, the entire school.
Yeah.
So I've dealt with some crazy things. I've had teachers say things to me that I didn't really know was racist at the time when I was younger, but like growing up, I'm like, whoa, my teacher was actually racist. Like I can't believe that she actually said that to me.
Yeah, dude. Like, hindsight.
I was just talking to my brother about this, like maybe a month or two ago, and we were talking about how we, as kids, we were always scared of the police. Like we would literally see cops in the hood, and every kid would go and hide behind a car. Like we'd just be playing, or we could be playing football or whatever it is, and somebody will see a cop and they'll say "Popo."
Yeah,
and we'd literally go hide behind a car, and we didn't really, you don't really think about it, but it's like, bro, we were actually scared of police as children. Like what was actually happening? Did our parents teach us to be scared of the police? Was there something happening? What was going on that had us feeling that way?
Yeah.
And what it is that the things that's been happening, even like the George Floyd situation, it's not new. It's that kind of stuff has been happening to people of color for so long.
Yeah.
And it's coming up, like I didn't really notice that it was that deep. I didn't until I got older. And I always hated school. Like I hated school, and I couldn't figure out why until I got older. And then I realized that, you know, when I was going to school, my classrooms are overcrowded. The school system is trash because the school system is paid for by the residents. If the residents in the area don't make any money, the school system isn't going to get that big of a budget.
Exactly.
And we didn't have good extracurricular activities, and it just, school was trash. Like when I was growing up, going to school, it was trash all the way down to the lunch. Like it's like school lunch was so terrible. Our best lunch, I remember, like, and most kids in Philly will tell you, it was called, we call it the space lunch. It was this lunch. It came in a cardboard box in plastic. It was basically like 3 Slim Jims and something else came with it, but it was like Slim Jims. Like literally, that was our favorite lunch. Everything else was like trash. It was literally like little beef sticks. And we called it space lunch. And now that I have kids, and I live in the suburbs now, I'm blessed to like not. My kids are blessed to not grow up the same way that I grew up. And my son loves school. Like he actually loves school. He doesn't like. I used to fake headaches and tummy aches and not go to school.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would just literally like leave the house, wait for my mom to go to work, and then go back home. Like not walk to school. I would wait for my mom to leave for work, and then go back in the house and like play the game or something because I hated school that much. And my son loves it, and I didn't know why, but that is like racism is it's that deep. It's that deep to where we're not. A lot of people of color don't have the same educational opportunities. It's literally not as fun. I mean, like when you're learning should be fun, and if you're not enjoying your experience while learning, you're really not going to learn much at all.
Yeah, exactly.
That's something that I personally dealt with, like for the majority of my life going to school, but it's something I didn't recognize until I got older. But like I said, I'm 31 years old. These issues were going on, when I was 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years ago, which is insane.
That is such a good point of realizing that's a part of the reason we say systemic, is that it applies to so many things, to the point where you grew up not liking to learn. Like you were like, learning I hate it. That's awful because the experience is awful because of so many different things that lined up to the fact that, you were in an inner city, or you had limited funds for the budget because people can't get good jobs because they're black or whatever reason that they can't. Like you're stuck in like this cycle where what incentive do you have to go to learn? Like why would anyone want to go to college? It sounds awful. Like,
why would you want to go to college? Why would you want to go to college, pay money after you spent, 17 or 10 plus years of your life in school, and you've hated it? Why would you want to sign up for another 8 years of that, 5 years or 4 years of that, whatever you go to school for?
Exactly.
And that's an issue that a lot of people of color, deal with. And it's not really even just people of color. Even if you're white or Asian and you live where I live, you would deal with the same thing. You would literally deal with the same thing. You wouldn't have the privilege of, going to a good school. Like my son has a robotics class in the school.
That's dope as hell.
It's like
the thing I've ever heard.
they literally, and he's 9 years old. They're building robots. Like that's so amazing to have that in school. Like a lot of schools now, they have like Fortnite leagues and different esports leagues within the school.
Yes,
it's just amazing in a lot of schools. But I can tell you, I still have family and friends who live in the same areas that I grew up in, and they don't have those programs. They do not have those programs. In fact, it's actually getting worse, and it's to the point where they've closed so many schools. And if you watch my blog from a few months ago, one of the schools that me and my brothers went to got shut down. It was actually a good school, and that school was shut down and abandoned. There's so many schools in my area that are just shut down, and you would think that the overpopulation that we were already dealing with was bad enough. Now you're shutting down schools and then shipping kids and overpacking the schools even more.
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
Yeah. Puts pressure on the teachers, and they don't want to teach.
Yeah, they don't want to teach. They can't teach. How can you teach?
I don't blame them. Like
you have 40 kids in your classroom. You have 40 kids in a classroom, and you're going to try and teach, but you're not going to be able to give people the special attention, because there's going to be some kids that need a little bit more attention than others. And when you got 40 people in that classroom, that's just something that's really hard to do. And also it's just a hectic environment when you got all those personalities clashing.
Exactly. So yeah, that's the part I've had to kind of also tell to some of my other friends who are just kind of like didn't know it was this bad, right? Like I mean their own ignorance and their lives and what they've experienced. A lot of my white friends just didn't realize that that's why these things are happening, or that's a lot of the cause of why these things are happening, and why they perpetuate themselves. It's always like, why don't they pull themselves up by their bootstraps type of idea, and it's like they don't have them. They'd have no bootstrap. They don't have no desire to pull them up.
We don't have boots.
They don't have boots.
Actually, the boot is on my neck. That's the problem.
Oh,
like if you could take the boot off of my neck, and
dude,
maybe we can figure that out.
Damn.
And I tell people all the time, it's like you can't expect people to really, really know how to pull themselves out of a situation when the situation is designed to keep pushing them back in that same hole.
Yeah.
And I mean, just look like for years, marijuana has been illegal for years, and now it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. But there are so many fathers, so many brothers and sons, sisters, aunts, uncles serving serious jail time right now for the same thing that's a multi-billion-dollar legal industry now.
Exactly.
Just some of them were doing it recreational. They weren't even selling it, and they're doing and suffering from it. Some of them can't get jobs because they have felonies and misdemeanors on their record because of this type of thing. And it's just one of those things. It's like, oh, now that it's legal, like, do we just forget about all the people that suffered from it being illegal for so long?
Exactly.
And how do we go and like solve these issues and help? Because they've taken away people's fathers. I was actually lucky to have my mom and my dad my entire life. And I'm really grateful for that, because having my mom and my dad my entire life, they also provided me with video games. Even though I was in the hood, we always had a game. But I remember my grandma, she bought us a Sega Saturn. My dad got us a PlayStation. We had Dreamcast. We had, we had just about every system, Sega Genesis, Nintendo. We had everything. So gaming has been in my family, and it's been really, really, really good and provided for us since I could remember. And I think having mom and dad around was huge for that. There's a lot of kids that didn't have that opportunity. And a lot of it, some of those kids might not have had that opportunity because their dad was in jail.
Exactly. Because they're there on a weed charge. Or that was their last strike or whatever it was. Yeah. Dude, I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that point of view. As a person of color who did not grow up in that exact situation. It's eye-opening. It's like we've all experienced the similar thing or the same thing from different angles. So it's, like I said, going to a mostly white high school is like, I didn't see that stuff, but I saw how my peers reacted to it, and how they treated me as a result of those things. It was, being surrounded by that was a completely different experience. And I recently read an article about being the token black guy, and I was like, damn, I relate the hell out of this. This is wild. Like, if you haven't like this art I posted on my Twitter, it's an article, like, I was like, if you are the token black person, or you have a token black person in your group, you should read this, because it was outstanding, and just related to me so well, dude. It is wild. The stuff that you just think is fine when you're in it, and in hindsight, like you're saying, you're like, wait a second, that was horrible. Or like, why did I think that was
horrible?
That was a terrible thing that person did. Like, why did I think it was fine? But anyway, I really appreciate your take on that, Richard. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah,
it's cool to get that. And I think it's good to have the conversation going so we don't forget about it.
Yeah, I'm happy that the conversation is going, but I also like I know that it's going to take a long time for people to really start listening and understanding and seeing like a lot of these issues. And it's just a lot of stuff isn't going to change overnight, and a lot of it, like for me, I feel like for me when I became a man, I would say, and I had children, it changed from using anything as an excuse. My goal as a father and a husband is to make sure that my kids didn't go through what I went through growing up. Yeah. Because if I can change that for them, then they can change it for the next generation. So I made sure that, and now my kids are in a better situation. Even before streaming, we were always in a better situation. They've never known the struggles that I've been through, like living in a house where we don't have utilities. Like there was a time where we didn't have water and we had to go to a fire hydrant, and one of our neighbors had the tool to open a fire hydrant, and we had to chug, like me, my brothers, and my mom, chug gallons of water back to the house where we can heat water up and wash up and things like that. So I've dealt with serious poverty, and looking back on it, it was terrible, but when it was happening, it was normalized and it didn't seem that bad. But looking back, it was really terrible. And my mindset now is to make sure my boys don't go through that, and to make sure that they are in a better situation, make sure they get a good education and land really good jobs, because a lot of oppression that happens in America, it does happen to people of color, but I believe it happens to a lot of people in poverty in general. It just so happens that a lot of people of color are in poverty and they're dealing with it. But if you lived in those areas, and we've had white people that lived in those areas and Asian people that lived in the areas that I lived in, and they were suffering from the same things we were suffering, because they were working the same jobs that my parents were working, and they were going through the same things. And when you can get financially stable and make financial like changes and have businesses and things like that to hand down to your children, I think it changes the conversation a lot. Like for me,
absolutely,
turning 16, I didn't get a car from my dad. Actually, I didn't get anything. But a lot of kids, they turn 16 or they go off to college and they get cars and stuff like that. Like I didn't get that, but I'm gonna make sure that my son gets that kind of stuff when they turn 16. Make sure they get a nice car, and they're situated and ready to live on their own, and they get the training and things that they need to be really, really good people. And
absolutely.
I really have gaming to thank a lot for that, because it's really making it easier for me to do. And that's my mindset now moving forward. Is just make sure my boys are the next generation of greatness.
Talking about being a dad and buying smokers and lawnmowers, but that's being a dad. That's becoming
actually being
a dad. That's actually becoming a father. Dude, Richard, again, thank you, man, so much for that point of view. That was fantastic. I love that. And your kids are freaking making Boston Dynamic robots that are gonna murder us all in the end anyway.
Yeah, they're my youngest son he's a gamer. He's better. He's 5 years old, but he's better than my oldest son at every game. So he's definitely he's a gamer, but he's like a brute. It's kind of crazy. He's like a warrior, like Bam Bam or something. Like he's just straight warrior. So he wants to like play football and stuff like that, but he's so gifted mentally as well. He's like a hybrid. It's kind of insane. Like he's really smart with technology and stuff like that, but he's also like physically fit, and he has the mindset of a warrior. So I think he's going to be the gamer, and I have no idea what my other son is. He's brilliant. He wants to be a YouTuber, but I don't know. I think that'll change as he gets older.
Your older son's listening to this, like, what the hell, Dad? Like, what the?
You knew it. I knew he likes him more. No.
Straight prodigal son. That's.
I mean, they're both gonna be great. It's just I can tell exactly. Like once my youngest son finds out how nuts he is at the game and what that means, I think it's gonna be no turning back. My other son is just not that gifted. I mean, he's not that gifted he knows how to play games. Like he's great at games, but he's not God tier. Maybe he'll become God tier over time.
He's like Paul tier right now. He's like,
he's Paul tier.
Yeah.
My youngest though, he's a God tier gamer for sure.
That's what I'm getting me jacked up about when I have kids and one of them's just like nuts at games. I'm gonna freaking love that. It's fantastic. Well, speaking of games, Richard, a little bit of a transition here. I hope you're ready to play a bit of a game.
I'm down.
What's it called, Paul?
You down? Today's game on the May Contain Action podcast is called Rock Band, Racehorse, or Porn.
Okay.
We're going to read off some names, and you're going to tell me
which one
if
of it is
a rock band, a racehorse, or a porn film. Whoever gets the most points wins. Hope you guys are ready.
Okay.
I'm going to get your answers, obviously, one at a time.
Okay.
And we're going to keep track of the points. Or PM's going to keep track of the points. I don't know. Someone is. Here we go. Our first name. Bofa D's Nuts.
Racehorse.
Okay. Racehorse. Trevor.
Rock band.
Rock band. Trevor. Richard.
There's a horse called Bofa D's Nuts.
There's a horse called Bofa D's Nuts.
I can just like when you said that, I thought racehorse, and I'm like, okay, if I'm betting on a horse, I'm definitely betting on Bofa D's Nuts. Like,
I'm definitely betting on Bofa D's Nuts.
Oh my god!
Absolutely, I'm putting all my money on Bofa D's Nuts.
Everything.
All right, our next name. Midnight Loot. Midnight Loot.
Midnight Loot. I'm gonna go with Rock Band.
Rock Band. Okay. Trevor.
Rock band for 200, Alex.
Rock Band for 200. You are both. That is another horse. That is another horse. Midnight Loot. Coming in.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll over to my
I
wife
wouldn't
and
bet on them.
like,
I'd still bet on these nuts, but
I'm here for that Midnight Loot.
Definitely Midnight Loot.
Honey, are you ready for that Midnight Loot?
Okay.
I'm sorry, that's too much. All right. Our next name. Drill Bill.
porn star.
Porn, yeah, porn movie. 100%. That's porn.
It is. That's porn. That's a pretty easy one.
That's definitely porn.
It's pretty.
Oh,
That's pretty good. All right, we got Trevor on the board.
Yeah,
We got 2-1. Richard. All right, our next name. Test Ickles.
Oh, this is hard. I'm gonna go with Rock Band.
Rock Band.
Rock Band too. Rock Band.
You are both correct again. Nicely done. That is a rock band.
Oh my god.
It is a rock band.
Test Tickles.
Test Ickles. Our next name. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA start. Horse. Rock band. Or porn.
I'm gonna go with Rock Band. That's too long for a horse name. And there's definitely no porn stars using that.
Oh, I think it's a horse.
You think it's a horse? All right. Trevor, you are. Which means Richard is right. That is a rock band. That is a rock band. Nicely done.
I'm good at this game.
Freaking nailing it.
4-2.
I'm cracked. 4-2. All right. Our next one. Chumbawamba. Chumbawamba.
Really?
Yep. Really.
Chumbawamba.
Yep.
Horse.
It's a band.
Horse. All right. Richard says horse. Trevor says band. Richard, you are. Oh, Trevor, you are correct. It is a band.
What's their famous song? They have a famous song.
Apparently.
I get knocked down. I get up again. That's Chumbawamba.
Oh, I actually didn't realize that was Chumbawamba. Look at that. One hit wonder. Good for them. Fantastic. All right. Our next name. The wife doesn't know.
Porn.
I'll go with band.
That one.
Yeah, band. I'll go with band.
Trevor's going to go with band. All right. Trevor, you are. Richard, you are. That is a horse. That's a horse, baby. The wife doesn't know.
The wife doesn't know that I spent $35,000 on this horse.
On a horse.
Now.
Exactly. All right. No one got that one? What is this? 8? Yeah, this is our 8th name. Twin Cheeks. Twin Cheeks.
Twin Cheeks.
Twin Cheeks.
I'm gonna go with porn again. It has to be another porn one in there.
Gotta be porn. It's porn. It's porn.
It's gotta be porn.
It's porn. It's a play on a movie name. It's porn.
It's gotta be porn. You guys are both correct.
Yeah.
That is a porn. Twin Cheeks.
5-4.
Twin Cheeks. Love that. Nicely done. 5-4. Awesome.
How many other total?
10 total.
Okay.
Our ninth question, or ninth name. Rainbow butt monkeys. Rainbow butt monkeys. Band, horse, porn.
Rainbow butt monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
That's a band. That's a band.
That's band.
Man, okay. Richard thinks band.
Why would you name a horse monkeys?
Yeah. If it was Rainbow
Maybe.
butt monkey.
Ah, the plural is what's getting them. All right. You are both correct. It is a band. Nicely done. Nicely done. I should have taken the S off, then I'd be cheating. All right. Our last one. Either going to be a horse, rock band, or a pornographic film. Panty Raid.
Porn.
Panty Raid.
Band.
I'm going with porn on this one.
Versus band. Richard says porn. Trevor. KingRichard.
It's a freaky
That is a
horse.
horse, baby. Panty Raid is a horse. Won the Triple Crown in 19. I'm kidding. He actually did. I have no idea what he won, but he is a horse.
He
It
didn't win
is
anything.
Panty Raid. Nicely done. So that's what do we got? 1,
5-4.
2, 3, 5, 4. Richard.
Again.
Nicely done. Richard
I haven't
wins.
beat anyone since I beat Avalanche.
You haven't beat a single person since
Or
Avalanche.
Classify. No, I beat Classify. Classify was trash.
Classify was
He literally got like 1 out of 7 or
Classify
something.
was probably our worst guy. Yeah, he didn't know anything. He had no idea. Friend of the show, Classify. Nicely done. Richard with the win. That was my
Nice.
first
GGs,
time.
dude.
No, I like that one. I'm gonna bring that one back.
GGs.
GGs,
You can
that's
do
good.
that with anything. You could. There's a bunch of different ways to do that one. I like that.
Oh,
I like
100%.
that a lot. All right. Well, we are going on to our final segment. The show is nice and voluptuous and long, like usual. But this is just a really quick. Richard, we like to, as a lot of us who create and play games and do stuff, we like to have people on the side monitors and YouTube or Twitch. So we like to give a shout out to people we're watching recently or people that we enjoy watching when we can, and give them a little bit of love on the show every week. So someone that I have not mentioned, and I've been remiss not mentioning them because I actually do watch their stuff really regular. His name is Dockery. He is an ex-college football player from Oregon State. He's from Tacoma, Washington, so he's from up in my neck of the woods. And he does those
Trick shot catches, right?
Yeah, trick shot catches, and then like wide receivers be like, and then he just shows like all the dumb antics, and so he does lots of those, and he's been hanging out with OBJ a lot lately, and they've been like having competitions on crazy catches and stuff with and he's a good dude, and I played Fortnite with him quite a few times over the so he's a big gamer too, and he's got a stream, and he's just doing it. He's just a content creator. He's got a huge Instagram following, and he's just a good dude. So check him out, Dockery, Dockery on literally everything. I was just watching his YouTube before the show, so I thought I'd give him a shout out. Paul, what do you got?
Nice, love it. I'm gonna give a shout out. What'd you say, Richard?
I say, yeah, I know who that is.
Nice. Look at that. Richard knows him. He's basically already made it. If Richard knows who he is,
There you go.
that's it. I am going to give a shout out to Crashed. Twitch.tv/Crashed. Krashed. He's a Dutchman who speaks a beautiful tongue of English. And he's a Tarkov god. He's absolutely insane. I watched a lot of his videos, like how-tos for different missions and just like different tips and stuff like that. So his YouTube's popping off. It's Krashed. His Twitter is @itscrashed. So if you're looking to really up your Tarkov game, nothing like KingRichard, but his name is Crashed, Krashed. He does not play only labs. He'll play other maps too. So check him out. That's my pick.
I get a pick too?
Yes, you do.
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Interesting. Okay. I would probably pick Drainio. I just found this guy like a few days ago in the Call of Duty directory, and I went to host him. I thought he was playing Call of Duty, but he was like doing GTA RP. So,
oh, nice.
He's a Twitch streamer. His name is Drainio, DRAINEO. Twitch.tv/Drainio is his name.
Love that.
Really cool.
Drainio. So you just found him recently?
Check him out.
Yeah, I just found him recently. I thought he was playing Call of Duty, and then he was like doing GTRP, and then I stayed and watched him after my stream.
Dude, GTRP gonna be gold.
Yeah, it is.
I gotta freaking. Did you do GTRP? Didn't you do that, Richard?
No, I tried to, but I could never get into no pixel.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that. Yeah. That's right.
We're not in the right text. We're not in the right text groups.
I remember you saying that, and I was like, "Well, shit, I definitely can't get into no pixel. That's not gonna happen. Like, there's no way."
I was like, "Damn, that's kind of messed up. Like, I got like 50,000 concurrent viewers right now. I can't even get into no pixel."
They're like, "We don't want you. Okay, we don't want your type of crowd, your FPS crowd here. Okay, we're RPers only."
I think it was probably a good idea because I probably would have just went too OD with my character. It would have been wild.
You would have gotten deep. Yeah, I would have loved to seen the character you would have made.
I had some ideas.
Cool. Then you could turn your webcam off and it'd be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a missed opportunity there. It's a missed opportunity. Damn.
Hey, just think about it this way: things change a little bit in the future. You got it in the back pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
You know what? I'm gonna set this up. It's gonna take a month for me to get in the server, but when I do, it's gonna be a special day. You know?
Yeah.
So I want to do it someday too. That's some good ideas.
Oh, it's smart. Love it.
For character actor, it's what everyone says. So totally do it. All right. Well, thank you, Drainio. I'm gonna check him out, man. This sounds awesome. But we have come to the conclusion of this week's May Contain Action podcast. But before we get into the rest of the outro, Richard, do you have any special events, any like merch dropping, any charity stuff, anything coming up in the next short amount of time that you want to shout out and make sure everyone knows about?
No, honestly, I don't really have anything going on besides the daily stream. It's funny, I've never done merch like in my entire 6 years.
Bro, get on the merch.
I promised myself when I do merch, it was going to be like a clothing line that was like fire. So when I finally get in a position to do that, merch will drop. But until then, I'm not just going to do like t-shirts with like prints on them. I want to do like really, really good merch.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I mean, he's got to set up his Go XLR first before he can get to merch. I mean, give the man
that's a good point.
Give him that
too.
He's got to get the stuff.
You got to put the hours in the game too. We get that. Sometimes your stream deck breaks and then you never use it again because you can't fix it.
Exactly.
So awesome. So before we get out of here, let's make sure that we let you know there are 2 ways to get on the pod, viewers/listeners. Ask MCA, hashtag Ask MCA on Twitter. You can use that in any tweet, but if you want to reply on our tweets, the chances of us seeing it are much higher. So don't forget you're following us on Twitter too at MayContainPod. Thank you very much for that. Also, you could leave a review on one of the episodes, wherever you can leave a review. It can be a comment on YouTube. It can be an actual review on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher or wherever it is you can do that kind of stuff. Please do it. But actually, we have a little bit of a special message this week. And I'm making sure that I have the right thing in front of me before I read it so I don't look like an idiot. Here it is.
Boy, here we go. Finish it out.
This is from Evan Maldonado. And he said, "Hey guys, I just finished listening to the Legion episode and loved it as usual. Look forward to your podcast every week. I know you may not come across this message, and if you do happen to do so, I want to let you know how much I appreciate your podcast. I don't know if you guys ever think that you're not really doing anything, the podcast may not matter, but as a small streamer and someone who wants to grow in this field, it's everything to me. Sorry to fill this DM and make it so long, but just wanted to take a second and personally thank you for your weekly shows and best advice and information on content creation. I can't wait for the guests in the future and for this podcast to continue growing." And that was a DM on Instagram. That is also an option now. But we really appreciate that, Evan. Actually, that means a lot. I know personally to me that when we're making content and putting stuff out there, just like on Twitch, when the people that are consuming it really enjoy it and actually is meaningful and valuable to you, that is why we do it. That is why I actually live my life, because even my other job is trying to do the same thing. So I'm happy that it's helping you and that you're enjoying it. That means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to Paul as well.
Absolutely, 100%.
So thank you very much for that. And if you guys have anything to say, feel free to reach out to us. We love getting that stuff. Oh, yeah. And don't forget to leave a 5-star rating. Thank you. 5-star reviews. This is the May Contain Action Podcast. You can listen to all major carriers of pods, including Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, or you can just watch the video on YouTube if that's the way that you do it. Also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for updates on new guests and a good amount of memes. And sometimes we just do a video of Paul reading the ad.
Balls. Beanbag.
I am Trevor May on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. Trevor May Baseball specific YouTube channel if you're into that kind of stuff. TrevMay65 on Instagram. Paul?
I am Paul, aka ActionJaxon. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/ActionJaxon, as well as on Twitter. Instagram is at ActionJaxonBTW. And also YouTube, youtube.com/ActionJaxon. I think I already said that.
And Richard, where can they find you?
Twitch.tv/KingRichard. Instagram is KingRichard215, and Twitter is @KingRichard.
One of my favorite things about Richard is that he says backslash as if someone was going to do the forward and be confused. Like, why can't I get to this website? What's going on? What's the problem here? You said slash. I'm backslash, dude. Come on.
Make sure you guys do that right. All right. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Dude,